My name is Jen Hubbard, and I'm one of the site facilitators here at Christchurch Bell's Corners. And I want to talk today a little bit about the Caregivers Workshop. And I came in as part of this project after they had run the first series and was part of the reimagining it around how do we want to do it the same? What did we learn the first time around? And what do we want to make sure that we keep? And what do we want to bring in this second time around? One of the key foundations of the HELP project is really working to build up skills, build up knowledge, build up the ability to be able to support those around us. And so this time around, we really wanted to facilitate the caregivers sessions ourselves. While we were so thankful to have a leadership from our sister parish last time, this time we wanted to be able to develop those skills ourselves so that we, moving forward, will be able to run these sessions again. So we met weekly over the course of 7 weeks, and we would have each session made sure to incorporate different elements. We had a time of gathering and a time of reflection based on that centered us around the topic, whatever that was. And one of the things that really stood out about our caregivers sessions is that we really focused on the person, the caregiver who was there with us. We felt so honored that they gave their time to honor themselves, to create that space, to get support for them, because the rest of the hours of their day are so taken up by the love and care that they are giving to their loved one. And so we wanted to really create a safe space where they could come and share their experiences. And so this program wasn't so much focused on talking about respite care or getting services into their home or what are the resources out there. There's quite a bit of information out there available to people. What we wanted to focus on was really caring for the caregiver. What is their experience? How can we support them? Give them the space and the support to be able to share the hard stuff, the beautiful stuff, the joys, the privilege. And that was something we really heard over and over again, is holding up those two opposite truths, that it was the biggest privilege of their lives to be able to care for this person that they love, as well as the burden that it was as they walked this journey together. And so week after week, after looking at through different lenses and different themes, we try to provide that environment where they could hear some information. We would give information around caring for the caregiver, whether that was talking about feelings or providing information about legal issues or examining the complexities of caregiving. And then we also always made time for that one-on-one in terms of in a small group, that they could share their own experiences. We always made time for that. And that is one of the things we heard over and over again in the evaluations, is that people appreciated, yes, they wanted information, and that, that was a key part, but really we provided equal time for them to sort of reflect and share about their own personal experience. And the other key element of our caregiver workshops was that idea of building up their own toolkit, that most of the time during the week, they are in it, they are living it day to day. And this is just a couple of hours a week where they have some time to focus on themselves. And so we wanted to provide them with some of those like tools that they can grab in those moments where they just needed that bit of extra support. And so we always spent time, we did breathing exercises, we did relaxation exercises, we did guided visualizations, and we did meditations. And the purpose of that was really that, like I said, that building up of that toolbox, that those are things that have been proven to reduce stress and reduce anxiety and provide a sense of purposeful calm. And so we wanted to enable that in our caregiving participants. The other thing that was different from the first time we ran the caregivers workshop to the second is the first time individual parishioners were identified through the parish priest, through her knowledge of what people are living with. And people were invited specifically to come into this caregivers workshop to see if they were interested. And while we also did that the second time we ran it, there's this real commitment to broadening our scope, that we're developing this program, and this is not just for the parishioners of CCBC, of Christchurch Bell's Corners, but for caregivers everywhere. And so this time when we ran it, we really broadened the scope in our advertising and targeted long-term care homes. We targeted retirement homes. We targeted Briere Center and the Pearly. And most of the participants actually this time around did come from outside of the Christchurch Bells Corners network. And that was something, again, very important around how do we develop skills, develop knowledge, and just that openness to talking about, what people's experiences are like. And we wanted to really open our doors and be able to provide those to people outside of our own parish. So moving forward, I think that is certainly something that we would continue to do. Providing the sessions around the caregivers is something that came out directly from the research done here at Christchurch Bells Corners. One of the things we really heard from the many, many, many interviews that were done is that so often the care and attention is geared at the person in need, the person being cared for. And of course, those resources need to go to that person. But what we heard over and over again is that supporting up the caregiver was really an area that was missing. And so we've just been so pleased to be able to provide this kind of support and intentional ministry for the caregivers in our parish.